In this video, I will be discussing the solution code to program 13, volume of a cylinder. To begin, I will quickly review the instructions. The objective was to create a program that calculates the volume of a cylinder by prompting the user for its radius and height. The formula is pi times radius squared times the height. So the program needs to prompt the user for the radius and the height. In the example output, the program prompts for the height and the radius, and then outputs the result. Now let's look at the code. On the Java and Jiffy website, click the solution link. Based on what we've discussed so far in all previous videos, anytime input is needed from the user, the first thing that should come to your mind is to use the scanner class. In the first line, we create the scanner by doing scanner equals new scanner and passing in system.in, and then use system.out.println to output the question to the user so they know what to input, height of the fuel tank. Then use the appropriate scanner method based on the type of data you expect from the user, in this case a double, and store it in a double variable. Then we do the same for radius. Now the scanner is no longer needed, so it should be closed. We can talk about what happens if you don't close the scanner in a future video, but for now, if you don't close it, it's not a problem, but remembering to close it is a good habit to establish. Now that we have the height and radius stored in variables, we can calculate the volume using the formula pi times the radius squared times the height. For extra credit, I calculated the surface area as well using the formula 2 times pi times the radius times the height plus 2 times pi times the radius squared. Lastly, I outputted the result, remembering to use the variables in the output. Let's copy this code and run it. If I highlight it, press Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste, Ctrl S to save, and then if I right click, go to Run As Java Application. So enter the height of the cylindrical fuel tank, 10, enter the radius of the cylindrical fuel tank, 5. The volume of the cylindrical fuel tank with height 10 and radius 5 is 785.39, and the surface area of a cylindrical fuel tank with height 10 and radius 5 is 471.23. Before ending the video, I want to discuss the math class a little more. The first thing I want to highlight is that the math class is being used without using new and calling a constructor. To use the scanner class, we did new scanner and passed in system.in to the constructor because we want input from the user. However, with the math class, we just started using it. The key difference here is the word static. When using static methods, which recall methods can be thought of as actions, and if a method is a static method, then you do not need to use the new keyword. Just use the class name dot and then the method name. For example, math.pow. Now you might be wondering, how do I know if it is a static method? There are two common ways. The first is if you're in Eclipse, you can hold the Control key and click on the method and select Open Implementation. This will allow you to look at the code. You'll notice it says public static, and if you are curious, you can look at the whole math class code, but a lot of it will probably not make much sense. Anyways, if you go back and do the same for the scanner.nextDouble method, hold down Control, go to Open Implementation. Notice the method does not have the keyword static, just public double. Therefore, you need to create an instance of the scanner class using the new keyword and calling the constructor. The second way to see if a method is static is to search on Google for the phrase Java and then the name of the class, math class, and then look for the Oracle Help Center for that class. If you scroll down, notice it has two fields, E and pi, and notice both of these are static, so you can access them like we did with pi without using the new keyword and calling the constructor. Looking at the methods, they're all static, so if you want to use them, just type math dot and then the method name. If you are doing math calculations in the future, remember to check the math class methods. And that is it for the solution to program 13. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button. Thanks for watching.